Hey, y'all, and welcome to our podcast. Is This How It Ends? I'm Nell,
So
and we talk about everything from conspiracy theories to politics to current events. It's girl talk with a twist that you don't want to miss. So, y'all, look, I'm just going to burn some incense over this podcast today. Hmm.
girl, your city is a mess.
Ashe, okay?
Yeah.
Let me tell you something, okay? New York is a cesspool.
Cesspool. Okay.
So let me
Far
give
left.
let me give you the rundown, okay? So today we're going to talk about Mayor Adams, his indictment. We're going to talk about Cardi B and Offset and their mess. So I had to bring that.
Oh.
And then we're also going to talk about Diddy, of course. We'll always have conspiracy theories as well as shady astrology.
Can we just jump to the conspiracy theories and shady astrology?
No.
No. We're here for all of it. We're here for all
We're gonna
of
do all of
it.
it, okay? As painful as it is. All right,
Oh.
y'all. Before I get into Mayor Adams, New York is a hot mess. We were talking about before. I saw a pigeon the other day, but this wasn't like a regular pigeon. This looked like a radioactive pigeon. You know how pigeons normally dark and they have lighter spots, but this was like an all white pigeon with darker spots. I wish I had my phone so I could show you. It was a weird ass pigeon. I'm like, what is going on
I
with
mean,
New York?
you know that conspiracy that birds aren't real, right?
That
You know, they're
what?
just birds aren't real. They're just like they're just government surveillance. They're not real. So maybe that pigeon was a fake pigeon and a plant to just see what the hell you were doing.
So a pigeon is the ops? Is that what you're saying?
Well, it's a whole movement called Birds Aren't Real. If you go on, there's a whole Reddit, there's a whole subreddit about it. Like if you ever want to waste some time, you can. It's kind of foolish, but that's just like we killed the birds off like decades ago. So now all that we're seeing are they're just surveillance.
Interesting. Well, that one was watching
Mhm.
me, okay? I looked into his eye.
You looked into it was
Yeah.
recording you.
Yep. Anyway, Mayor Eric Adams of New York City has been indicted on several federal charges, including bribery, wire fraud, and conspiracy. The charges are tied to alleged illegal campaign contributions and Adams' relationship with foreign nationals, especially Turkish officials.
Mm.
The indictment accuses Adams of accepting luxury travel and other benefits from Turkish officials in exchange for political favors, such as pressuring the New York Fire Department to approve a Turkish consulate building without a proper fire inspection. Wow, right? So, this investigation actually began during his time as the Brooklyn Borough president. See, that's with the feds, they will wait a long ass
Mhm.
time to build their case. And that's
They
why they
set
have like a
traps.
97% like conviction rate or whatever. So if the feds come after you, it's a wrap.
Mhm.
Honestly, it's a
And
wrap.
now he's on a bigger stage. Now he's on a bigger stage, right? And
Yeah,
they're like,
man. And it's like you think you got away with it. Yeah, I got away with it. So let me
no,
keep going. And it's like,
gotcha, bitch.
they got, they coming for that ass. So I thought this was interesting. So they have uncovered a network of illegal campaign contributions, including straw donations, where wealthy donors mask their contributions as smaller donations from individuals to circumvent campaign finance laws. This allowed Adams to receive significant public matching funds during his mayoral campaign in 2021. Adams has denied all accusations, asserting that he will vigorously defend himself in court.
Mm.
Yeah, girl. So what do you think of Mayor Adams?
It's kind of sad, right? When you read about his upbringing, right, in his past. Like he's the definition, right? Started from the bottom now.
Now we
He's
here.
here,
Oh,
you know?
can't be quoting Drake,
I
because
know,
Drake is
right? He's
50.
the enemy. So
Yeah.
he's a story of rising from poverty into the highest office of New York City. He grew up dirt poor, was a victim of the system, and he talks about becoming a cop to help change it from within. And he was very vocal. He started an organization while he was there to help with that. I think it was called 100 blacks who came. He started that organization just to, um, against like police brutality and police profiling and all of that. So he was, he was a man. It sounded like he wanted to make a difference, right? But then he also said that he joined because he liked the perceived swagger and respect that comes with being in law enforcement,
Absolutely not.
which is probably his downfall. And that's probably, and a lot of people get into, law enforcement for that. Like he was a man. He always, I mean, when you read his story, like he always had his sights on being a mayor. Like I liked his, like the way he he didn't become a victim of the system. But he wanted to do something about it. And he rose through the ranks, from cop to whatever, captain, and now borough president, Senate, and now here, but then he gets into power, and some of those promises, like he doesn't do, right? Like police brutality, like the same laws he was fighting against, right? The same things he was fighting against, like he's endorsed them, right? Plainclothes cops, stop and frisk, which was pulled back under de Blasio, he brought it back. Like I like to call these people the got mine, F you people, right? Like, like I'll fight for something when it impacts me directly, but once I'm above that, I don't care, right? I'm already good. So, and his, I think he was too obsessed with the limelight, right? Like
he was like, to me, he was like a star chaser. Like you always see him in pictures, and then you're mingling with these like nefarious people. Like you giving Diddy a key to the city and all that other stuff, and then you had to revoke the key back. Like, why would you give a man like that a key to the city, knowing even now these things have been confirmed, but you're still, child.
Yeah.
Power corrupts us all. I was curious about his zodiac sign. He's a Virgo.
What does that mean?
A Virgo. Virgos can be kind of cunning.
Yeah,
I thought he might have been a Scorpio. I bet it's in his chart somewhere. But I was like, all right. Yeah, I met him. He was cool. Gave him a tour of the school and stuff like that. But yeah. So it's gonna be a sad day when he does the perp walk, because
I know, and it's sad because for a city like New York City that's so-called diverse, right? He was only the second Black mayor.
Yeah, that was Mayor Dinkins, and I met him.
Yeah, and Dinkins only had one term, and it looks like maybe Adams is also going to have one term. This man, like, cover your I think politicians are crooked, period. I think they all do these shady deals. I think they do these shady bribes. I think they do favors for people. I think they get money from places where they shouldn't get money, but they're not sending text messages, right? If you have a lawyer, the first thing they'll tell you is like, when it comes to discovery, text messages, emails can always be recovered. If you had a good lawyer, they would have told you that. Do not put anything in email or text. Because if you're under investigation, I don't care how you delete, like permanently delete that cloud, that Google.
Oh, it's always there, girl. It's always there.
It is always there. And FYI, Google and what is it? Private browsing is not private. So I just thought I'd throw that in.
Girl, thank you for telling me.
I was just reading that. They were like, yeah, private browsing is not private browsing. And people, and I was like,
oh my.
Isn't that that skit with what is it, Key and Peele, where he's like, the sweat is like coming down his
I'm gonna have to reevaluate my browsing choices now. I'm like, oh, incognito. Okay, fine.
I think it's Google though. So it's Google.
Okay.
I don't know.
Safari.
Use Safari. So I think Apple is better when it comes to to that, but the Googles, no. But yeah, so my point is like cover your track. And he might have been like cocky too, right? He's like,
you get away with it for so long, and it's normally something small that ends up tripping you up, and then you the more investigation you do, but they've been looking into him for a long time, so he's been shifty from a long time ago.
Yeah. I think it's sad. I think, New York needs to get its shit together. Every time I go to New York, I'm like, why am I here?
It is awful.
And it's crowded. Like you can't find parking. It is dirty.
It is noisy. The other day, I almost wanted to throw my headphones because they're supposed to be noise canceling. I was trying to cross the street, and there was someone being crackish on the left. Girl, walking down Fulton Street, let me tell you, to get to the train, it
Fulton.
is a cesspool. And I don't know, there must be some kind of treatment facility around. I know there used to be like one, because I saw an old client who's calling my name out in public. I was like, what? But girl, it is just like, what is that name of that show? The Walking Dead. And someone's always yelling at somebody, and there's been shootings down there. So when I hear like voices getting raised and stuff, child, one time I saw a fight where these two women were fighting over this man, but the man had ended up giving the woman herpes. And I'm like, why are you why do I know this? First of all, I asked because I was nosy. But New York is just a hot mess.
Yeah,
Just,
and
it is bad.
crime is increasing, right? He has profiling back. He has stop and frisk back. And it's still, crime is still increasing. He's cut education, right? Like, his policies are just, and I hate that they promise you the moon and then they get into office and they don't do nothing.
In the vein of New York or New York birds, Cardi B.
Do that again.
That's the Bronx bird call. Bird call. Girl from
She's from El Bronx. Okay.
Okay. So this was a hot ass mess. Okay. Let me find, because I had to find something that would summarize like actually what happened, right? So basically, Cardi B and Offset have had a very off and on marriage, a very tumultuous marriage. Actually, she caught a case behind his cheating ass, beating up some girl in the club.
She beat up the girl.
Yeah, she beat up the girl. And years like fighting that case over some girl that he slept with. He has cheated on her multiple times. And you know, his nickname is Off to Cheat. That's what people like to call him in these streets. And of the two, she's definitely the more famous one, the more rich one. I mean, the Migos aren't together anymore, you know. So basically, you've been carrying this man this whole time. So Cardi B is known for spreading her business in these streets via Instagram Live, airing out their private issues. And so as this was happening, Offset decided to join the chat, and she said that he was hooking up with her ops, and they were going back and forth, and she was basically saying, let's see if I can do my Cardi B voice. I love me some shit, but you can't buy me no more. Is that Cardi B?
I don't know. I don't think it's Cardi B.
I find it funny that N-word think he can fuck on anything, but when I start talking, I was giving Rosie Perez more than.
Yeah, I think it was Rosie Perez.
Yes, I do a good Rosie Perez.
I like her.
Billy, the Stookie Brothers, get the money, Billy. That's my Rosie Perez, and I actually met her in like real life a couple times. Anyway, and so basically, them going back and forth, he said, "You cheated on me when you were pregnant."
Ooh.
And so she didn't deny it. She was like, I did, right?
Yo, this is so disgusting.
Now here's the thing, my incense went out. I need a sage for this, because anyway, there's more to the story, right? Because we'll get back to it.
So she said she did while pregnant.
Yes.
Was she like noticeably pregnant, or like?
That's the questions that I have. We're gonna get to that, right? So here's the part where look, ladies, okay, that are out there of childbearing age, don't let these men trap you. So he ended up tweeting later, you my baby mama 3 times, I won, basically. So it's like, gotcha, bitch. 3 times. Don't nobody gonna want your ass anyway with 3 kids.
She's Cardi B. Somebody's
first of all, she's rich. Someone's gonna want her.
Someone's
She's
gonna
rich.
want her.
She's gonna be fine. But it's just like, Really? So you had no intentions of being faithful to this woman. You had no intentions of being a good husband, but you wanted to trap her. And I honestly believe that she hadn't been cheating on him this whole time. But my thing is, why do you wait till you're pregnant to cheat? Girl, you should have been cheated a long time ago. I believe in the cheat bag. But look at here, ladies. Don't have these men out here trying to trap you, okay? Even in marriage, you could be trapped. That is
Mm-hmm.
why, girl, every once in a while, I go to the doctor to make sure the IUD is IUDing. They're like, Miss Green, are you actually sexually active? No, but just in case, girl, make sure my strings look good in there, all right? Now I'll pay the
Ooh.
copay. Just make sure everything's all right because you are not trapping my ass. Okay. But back to her getting her lick back, which I'm in agreement with, but just not while you pregnant. Like you have some foreign dick dent in the baby. Like,
If they have something, you give it to the baby.
yeah, because even if you do use condoms, there's still other things you can get.
I don't know Cardi B, but she strikes me as someone who, the first time she found out he was cheating, she probably cheated back. She strikes me as a tit for tat.
She is a petty Libra, which we'll
She
get
is.
to that.
She's petty. Like she, every time she's petty as like. First of all, I have issues with celebrities who argue on the internet. You have too much fucking money. All right. Like if I was a celebrity and somebody wants to argue with me, I would like pull up my bank account and just like post that and be like, end of story. Like we're not arguing. Okay. Like she argues with these people.
She's for someone that is in the public eye, she's very sensitive. And I'm just
She
like,
is.
you have made it thus far on basically your personality because you don't have that much talent. And I will admit, I really liked her first album, but that was released in 2017,
Yeah.
sis.
I liked her
Come
first
on.
album too. Like her
Mm.
other song, like what is it? Whap whap. I'm not even
Oh,
saying
wow.
it. Girl, I was just like, this is porn.
Girl, I
Like,
definitely clutched my invisible
oh,
pearls.
I clutched them
Listen,
hard. Every time
listen,
I touch
listen.
my
I was like,
computer, I'm
oh,
like, I can't.
I was like, oh, yeah. You know, this
Whatever.
is she's always threatened divorce before and like we don't need to be a part of this.
No.
And before when she broke up with him, he was like crashing her performances and doing all these like performative gestures for her to come back to him. Like you want her back just to like cheat on her again. This woman has caught a case. Oh, she loves that man. She caught a case over you. Okay.
Like if you're gonna catch a case, beat his ass.
Yeah.
Like that woman owes you nothing.
Absolutely
So
nothing. Absolutely nothing.
that upsets me the most with these women, right? Like
Yes.
your man cheats, but you go after the woman.
And here's the thing, right? In this marriage, Offset is the one that's benefiting, okay? Once Cardi B is done with him, who's going to even bring up Offset? We talking about music? He hasn't released anything without her on it. No one cares about Offset. He's walking around here wearing glittery jackets, looking like Michael Jackson. Like, stop.
I
No one
hope she
cares
signed a
about you,
prenup.
Offset.
Did she
Hmm?
sign a prenup? Did she sign a prenup?
I don't know, but she's pretty smart with like money and she has a good legal team. So chances are I
I
think they
mean, she
probably
caught a
did.
she caught a case for his ass. She ain't that
That's
smart to me.
that's true. Well,
I hope she signed a prenup. I hope she ain't gonna be like a Mary J out here or
or Jill Scott or there's someone else like you got to
oh,
be real.
Jennifer Hudson. She married the reality guy from I Love New York.
Yes.
Jennifer Hudson.
Jennifer Hudson. Yeah, you just if you're a woman with means, you got to protect yourself,
You
okay?
do.
All I
Yeah.
got is a cat and plants, okay? But we gonna do a prenup, all right? You're not taking my fiddly fig, all right? That's all I'm saying. But yeah, good luck to Cardi B. I hope that she does go through with a divorce.
I could care less.
But girl, you know, don't be cheating while you're pregnant.
I just want her to stop arguing with people on the internet because I hate when I come across it and
Yeah, she's just
um,
always yelling at somebody on the internet.
I saw a picture of her because when you said you wanted to bring her up, I was like,
Mhm.
let me see what's up with Cardi B. Like, there was a picture of her. I was like, is that Beyonce? Because she had like this blonde wig with like this First of all celebrities are starting to look
Look
alike
alike,
to
and
me.
it's really scary. It really is
It's
scary.
yeah, it's I mean, there's something behind that. That what is it, the golden ratio rule, especially when you do
Hmm.
like plastic surgery, they're all born to the same people. But anyway, I was like, oh, is that Beyonce? But it wasn't Beyonce,
Look, but my thing is with Cardi B, before we move on, it's like you always rapping about how good like your vagina is,
right?
and you don't
Can't be
gotta
that
cook
good.
and you don't gotta clean. You've basically chopped and screwed your face up, getting all these surgeries, enhancing your body, and it still didn't stop him from cheating.
It's like that Kardashian girl. I don't remember which one she was. Like she's a whole new person, but
Oh, Chloe
yeah,
Kardashian,
and that guy just still kept cheating.
that's gotta hurt.
Yeah,
Mm,
she's a whole new person. But I mean,
yeah,
women need to stop. Like, girl, I'm in favor of gender segregation. You know what I'm saying?
me
Like,
too.
men, we could be from Venus and they're from Mars, and we come together when the mood strikes, and then we go back to our respective places. Because the shit
I'm here
that
for that.
some women do for men,
For men,
it's
absolutely not.
insane.
Good luck to Cardi B. All right. New York just keeps taking L's. All right. We went from Mayor Adams to the bird of the Bronx, and now we're on to the diddler.
I haven't, I'll be honest, I have not been following this story that closely because I think it would just tear out my
It's
soul. Like
it's
the little I've heard, I just can't.
I'm gonna do my best because it's I feel like every day there's like something new that's coming out, but I'll try to touch on a few things.
Mhm.
Okay. So just the overall, if you've been under a rock, Sean P. Diddy Combs is currently facing legal issues, including charges of sex trafficking, racketeering, and abuse, and now it's a federal investigation. The indictment accuses him of running a long term criminal operation that allegedly involved coercion, forced labor, and transporting victims for prostitution. Investigations have revealed claims of misconduct dating back to over a decade, with victims reportedly manipulated through threats and financial control. Combs has been denied bail twice. And
Mm.
he said he's denying a bail as he awaits trial, which could jeopardize his career and legacy. So, girl, this is a lot. This is a lot.
Mhm.
And people are coming out the woodworks. And so I don't know if you've seen the memes of like the baby oil and all that other stuff.
I did see the baby oil and lube.
Yes. Now, when the feds like raided his home, they found 1,000 bottles of baby oil and lube.
Is he a
And
reseller or does he have a lube and baby oil business?
so I don't know if you've been hearing the term like freak offs. And so he would
Mm.
have these things called freak offs, which are basically like orgies. But the difference between like an orgy and a freak off is that orgies, I would hope there's willing participants, but freak offs like you're getting sex workers, you're drugging them, and then you're having all kinds of debaucherous sex, and then you're videotaping it.
Mm.
Like I read that the rooms that he would use were filthy, dirty, disgusting because of all the stuff that was going on. These people would be so depleted from like drugs and sex that they'd have to get IV fluids afterwards. And there's been like pictures that have been shown of him like having IVs. So now you make the connection like he was coming from a freak off. And so when he was with Cassie, I'm sure you heard about the whole case with Cassie. He would have her go and get these sex workers as well as other people in his camp to get these sex workers. And now it's one thing to agree to participate in the sex, but no one's agreeing to be drugged and videotaped.
Mhm.
And then you use this videotape to blackmail people, right? But Diddy's lawyer, look, God, the university working out because his lawyer must have gotten his degree from Timu, okay? His lawyer sucks. So when they were asking about the baby oil and stuff, right? He said, and I quote, I can't imagine it's thousands. I'm not really sure what the baby oil has to do with anything. He said, I guess I know what you need 1,000. One bottle of baby oil goes a long way. I don't know what you need 1,000 for. I mean, he has a big house he buys in bulk. I think they have Costco's in every place where he has a home. Have you sat in a parking lot at Costco and seen what people walk out there with? But then, girl, Costco entered the chat and was like, a spokesperson for Costco was like, they do not sell baby oil at any of their US locations. Okay, they want no parts.
Oh
Oh, girl. And so, besides Cassie that had come out and there was a settlement that was made, there have been other victims as well. Now, recently, I was telling you about this one woman, Thalia Graves.
my God. Yeah, I could not.
Yeah, Gloria Allred, she's representing her, and Talia was the girlfriend of one of Diddy's employers and
Employees, you mean?
employees,
Okay.
and allegedly Diddy had spiked her drink, and they were in a limo or something, and when she walked out the limo, she felt like faint and she passed out. And when she woke up, she was on a pool table bound, and he sexually assaulted her. And the stuff that she said was done to her, it's too gross for me to even repeat. It's in the court documents. You guys can look it up. And just how she's been impacted by it, like moving forward, how it's impacted her life. You know, she has PTSD and just a lot of trauma around sexual interactions. Her life has just never been the same. Just depression, thoughts of, you know, taking her own life, just trust issues, just so much. Her life has been impacted. And her bitch ass boyfriend, both Diddy and the boyfriend were like threatening her to like not say anything. Like that's your man, and he's letting you get assaulted just so he can keep his job.
Diddy probably paid him off.
Yeah. And so there's a couple of rumors now. That was just like last week. There might be another lawsuit by a male sex worker who is in the freak offs as well. There's a rumor that the feds actually do have a video, and there's another celebrity in the video that is even bigger than Diddy.
Bigger than Diddy. Is
Bigger than Diddy.
that the Jay-Z rumors? I hear Jay-Z.
I don't know. I don't know. So it's just again, and then people that want to defend is like, what's the crime? What's the crime? Is the crime? Yeah, girl. And the men that look
That woman, period. The one that she woke up bound. Is that not a crime? Like I don't.
yes. And
Do they
I
not
forgot
have
to mention,
daughters? Do they not have mothers, sisters? Like, come on! Like we're so fixated with like these celebrities. Like we think they're gods. They're not.
girl, and I forgot to mention the act was videotaped and he was like passing it around. Diddy also has a porn company as well. And so this was in the suit. So to be like, oh yeah, what's the crime? Engaging in debaucherous sex? And I'm like,
Non-consensual debaucheries.
really? You're taking people across state lines, so
Mhm.
that's where the trafficking comes in. And again, these sex workers are agreeing to have sex with you. It's consensual, but being drugged is not consensual.
No.
All right. Being assaulted, they don't consent to that. Being videotaped, they don't consent to that.
What's wild is Diddy's just one person, right? Like I'm sure there are like thousands of him, right? With all this money, it seems like I don't know if you're bored when you have all this money and you're like,
Mhm.
what else? Like no one tells you no. Nothing is off the table. So you're like, well, what else can I do, right? And it seems like it always evolves into like really weird sex shit.
Really weird.
When it comes to men, right? Like it's really like how debauched can I be? Like how far can I push this?
Yeah, so and my thing is like, you have all of this, you can pay people to do freaky shit. They consent
No,
to it. You want to have sex with midgets? Get your midget on. Do that. Find the midget that wants to have sex with you, and that's it. Like there's things that you can do. If you're into BDSM, you can do these things. There's places that exist where it's consensual.
there's no
But
power in that. Like they
yeah,
also need to feel powerful and godlike, right? You don't want if if they agree to it, if it's consensual or, like people are down, is it's not the same as being able to say, hey, because of who I am, you're gonna do this. Right. So he's not alone. I mean, they took him down, but there are probably countless others, probably other women who are afraid to speak up because someone has something over them. And that's one of the big things that, they say all the time, right? Like Hollywood holds people hostage, or these, the industry holds people hostage through these sex, right? They videotape it, they catch you in situations you would never want anyone to know about, and you're blackmailed.
Yep. This man is a whole demon.
He is a
A
demon.
whole
Like,
demon. Poor Cassie. She after everything that happened, she had to go into drug treatment because he got her hooked on drugs. And after a while, like, even your body, it's not about, hey, I have to take this drug. Like, no, actually your body, you have to take the drug because your body's dependent on it just to have an equilibrium. And
mhm.
so because of, all the stuff she was engaging in, aside from the trauma, she was now a drug addict and had to go into treatment. Like, the ability for her to find love again and have babies and just she deserves all of the money. She should have gotten more than she got, actually.
I'm glad they denied him bail several. I think he would either flee or, yeah.
Yeah, he was offering to pay 50 million to post bail and putting up his mother's house as collateral, and even was willing to like give up his kid's passport, including the little baby's passport.
He got a
It,
little baby.
he has a little baby. She's like one and change. Her name is Love Combs. I feel sorry for all of his kids, except for the two. There's the two sons that were kind of engaged in this stuff too.
Mm. But
And
you probably groomed those kids, right? So you
yeah,
kind of feel bad for them because I'm sure when it came to his boys, he was probably encouraging them. He probably started them really young.
yeah, so what's normalized for them is
Hmm.
totally different, but
Yeah. So
I
he
feel bad for them. And so now I know the twin girls are staying with one of their mother's friends. They lost their mother, and now like all this stuff about their father.
Where
um
were these kids when he was? I'm guessing he had different houses, right? The orgy house is different from where he lived with his
Yeah, because he would
family.
do it in hotels and stuff.
You have daughters, and you
And
could
in his
do
house as
this.
well. Because yeah, when the feds raided his house, yeah, he would do it in
Like
his
you
home
have
too.
little girls, and there's nothing in you that would say, "Man, if something like this were to happen to my girls, right? Like that would just tear you apart."
Yeah,
He
so
has no empathy. He's
he's a demon, and there's
yeah.
they're talking about he might have had something to do with Kim Porter's death.
I've
That
been hearing that. Yeah,
Yeah,
had
and
to
I
cut it
I
cut
wouldn't
off.
I wouldn't put it past him, honestly. And his dumbass lawyers talking about, oh, they're trying to bring a black man down.
I hate when we revert to race because you brought a lot of black people down. Let's talk about Mace. Okay,
Yes,
let's
stealing
talk
from
about
people.
Biggie. Let's.
Shine, who took the rap for him for shooting that woman in the club.
I'm mad he coined the term black excellence, right? Did
Or
he
at
do
least
it?
he tried to spread it. Just
I'm like, no, like you're not for us, and that's the thing. Not what is it? Not all skin folk is kinfolk.
kinfolk.
Like celebrities. I need people to get this. Celebrities, I don't care what color or creed, they are not for you. They're so far above you. Like they can't even they can't relate to you. They pretend to because they want your money, but they can't relate to you. They don't care about you. I'm not saying all of them are like that, but for the most part,
A good
like
majority of them are. They're soulless
yeah.
and they sell their souls to the devil.
I was tangent. I was watching. There's a show I was watching. It's called the what is it? The was it the Gemstones or
Oh, the Righteous
the
Gemstones?
Righteous Gemstone, right? And
Yeah,
this
it's
is
a
a
good
family
show.
like they own this mega church. They're super rich. Their kids grew up super wealthy.
Hmm.
And the daughter, one line she said was like, "Why are poor people so obsessed with money?" Right? Like and this is probably what they think, right? Or like somebody was like, "Wait, what does a banana cost? Like $30?" Like, it's just they ain't about us. They ain't for us. And I need people to get that. Do not idolize them. Do not put them on a pedestal because most of them are awful,
Awful people.
awful
Awful
people.
people. Yeah, so Diddy, he's in holding at I forgot the name of the prison, but the where he is, it's not a prison, but it's like a holding facility in actually in Brooklyn in Sunset Park, and it's known to be like one of like the worst places
I
to
mean, he
be.
sings about it now. He could live it, right?
Exactly. About that life
About
now.
that life, bad boys.
That's right. And so talking about he not eating the food.
Well,
Child, I don't I don't care. But I actually want you to live, to go on trial and to be ashamed, and I want you to live for that
hmm
because that's what you deserve.
yep.
So yeah, girl, there's so many like things that have just come up. Like it's just like the deepest, darkest hole. I've heard that he actually had like some underground tunnels as well. Like, is this to traffic the people? Girl, I don't. It's a lot.
Girl, this place is the fucking
It's
ghetto.
so
Like
ghetto. New
people
York is
are
the
when you hear
worst.
about the way people are, and you're like,
Like how can you hurt another human being that way? I don't.
yeah. And this story is like you hear stories like this all the time, like
Yeah.
and then there are stories you don't hear that are probably worse than this, which is already pretty fucked up.
Yeah.
Girl, it's the. I mean, I'm not religious in any way, but I'm like, this is the end of days. I mean, I figured all generations say that, but it feels
It feels that way. Unlike so many fronts.
it's really spiraling. It's
So many fronts. Um.
whew.
But yeah, y'all, that's it for like the topics.
This is why I don't watch the news. This is why like I
Oh
focus
no.
on like really weird and bizarre shit like
Yeah.
conspiracies and aliens.
Yeah. Let's go
And I
to
Stitch
yes.
with an alien.
All
Um,
right. So this is always my favorite part. Let's
all
go
right,
to
we haven't done this in a while, y'all.
yes.
So we're gonna play my favorite game, girl. We're gonna spot the conspiracy.
Yes.
Let's. We need something light, okay, to
Yes.
get over this. All right. So spot the conspiracy. I'm gonna tell you three things, and you're gonna tell me which one is the conspiracy.
Okay.
So number one. So there is a cure for AIDS. In 1997, it was found that we found the cure for AIDS. But as you know, there's no profit in the cure, so which is why people keep getting sick. And there is a patent for it. The patent for the cure, and you can look it up, is number 5676977.
Oh.
So that's number one. Number two is the Pentagon ran an anti-COVID vaccine. So remember during COVID when we all lost our mind as
Mm-hmm.
a people, and how the government was practically shoving the vaccine down our throats. I'm not anti-vax. My kids are vaccinated. I got the vaccine,
I
but the
got it
way
to
they
keep my
were,
Caucasian job. That's
yeah,
it.
right. I
Yeah.
almost the way they were pushing it, I almost didn't want to take it.
I
Right,
that I definitely was not gonna take it. And my family was calling me like, I heard you not getting the vaccine.
girl, I didn't want to take it, but I have my husband was like, we all gonna take that vaccine. But they were giving you free stuff. You were getting cars, you were getting vacations and lottery winnings. It was crazy. I'm like, I don't
Yeah.
want this. If you want me to have it this bad, like you giving me money, I don't want it. But despite all of it, the Pentagon was exposed for running an anti-vax campaign. So that's number two. Number three is Operation Paperclip. So, Operation Paperclip was a secret US government program after World War II that recruited over 1,600 German scientists, engineers, and technicians. And pretty much the majority of whom were like former Nazis or had ties to the Nazi regime. Like these were people who were like, they weren't just, they were like in it. So, those are the three. So, AIDS, anti-vaccine campaign, and Operation Paperclip. What do you think?
Operation Paperclip is the conspiracy.
No, girl. The conspiracy is AIDS. So yes, there's a patent
Oh.
for it. The U.S. patent titled "Method of Curing AIDS with tetrasilver tetroxide molecular blah 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 blah." It was issued in 1907, and it describes a proposed treatment for AIDS using a compound called tetrasilver blah blah blah. It claims that this compound can destroy the AIDS virus and other related pathogens by using its unique molecular properties to fire electrons that would effectively electrocute the virus and pathogens in the bloodstream. So, despite the bold claims made, there is no scientific consensus or substantial clinical evidence that supports the effectiveness of this cure. So, no, we do not have the cure, but the patent is there, and they explain how you do it, but they're saying it's not true. So that is the conspiracy theory. So the Pentagon, which is crazy, right? So reports emerged that the Pentagon did run a secret anti-vaccine campaign aimed at undermining the Chinese vaccine. So they did all of this just to undermine the Chinese vaccine, right?
Mhm.
Which is so crazy to me, right? It's just
Yeah.
so it lasted from 2020 to mid 2021, started under Trump and continued under Biden until he banned it. So you had social media execs warning about this, that the government, that the Pentagon was engaged in this type of misinformation.
Yep.
And it's just, yes, you're targeting, they were targeting another country, which to me should be illegal. But that stuff comes back to us. So you're feeding into this, right? You're feeding into this anti-vaccine rhetoric. The government they're involved in a lot of misinformation, like a lot. So anytime you see misinformation, always consider the source.
Very true.
It's insane. People are dying, and they're like, not my problem. As long as we can show that China's vaccine sucks. So, Operation Paperclip. This one goes really. There's a book about it which I want to read,
Mhm.
but this one was. You said this one was a conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
This was true. The goal was to
Wow.
harness their expertise, especially in rocket technology, weapons development, and other military advancements for America's Cold War efforts. The Germany and the Nazis, people said they had some really crazy technology, and the U.S. government wanted to get its hand on at least, if not that, then the scientists who were involved. There were numerous rumors, and this is like conspiracies on top of this one is not a conspiracy, but there are rumors and other conspiracies about secret projects that Nazi Germany was supposedly working on during World War II. One was Die Glock. It's the bell, right? One of the it was rumored to be a top secret project involving a bell-shaped device that could allegedly defy gravity, manipulate time, or serve as a type of advanced propulsion system. Those are the conspiracies, yeah, that's it.
Mm. So
Yeah,
cool.
we do not have a cure for AIDS, although
I
people
think
are
we do.
living much longer.
Yeah, it's
AIDS,
now even
cancer.
considered like I forgot what it's called. I'm a brain fart. But basically like if you have like diabetes, just like it's not the same in terms of like sentence as it used to be. Like,
Hmm.
people live for a long time if you take care of yourself, if you take your
Yeah.
meds, you even have medications where it used to be you have to take a whole bunch of pills and now you don't have to do that anymore. So
Hmm.
yeah, all right, y'all. So it's on to a shady astrology where I get in
Yeah.
your zodiac's ass. All right, it is Libra season. No shout outs to the Libras. It's from September 22nd to October 22nd. And it's the air sign and it's represented by the scales. Notable celebrities: Will Smith, Serena Williams, Cardi B, Lil Wayne, Bruno Mars, and Kim Kardashian.
Mm,
Yeah.
mm,
So let's talk about the good qualities, right? They're diplomatic, charming, artistic, social, balanced, and clever. Now let's talk about the shady side, okay? These are some indecisive hoes, okay? They can't make up their mind about what they want to eat, where they want to go, what show to watch, and then they'll spend all this time trying to like pick something and then just end up going what they normally go with. Look, I don't got time for you Libras and your indecisiveness. My Capricornius nature is like just pick something, okay? Whew, I can't stand that. Just asking me my opinion all the time. Just do something, right? They hate conflict so much they'd rather agree with your bad haircut than to tell you the truth. Shifty as hell, right? Yeah, but Libras like to pretend like they all love and light, but they are some messy assholes as well, okay? They stir the pot for drama, and then they're like deuces after they done stirred up the pot and leave your ass holding everything. Now, let me tell you something. Libra ladies, my sister's a Libra. I have a few friends that are Libras. The ladies are cool, but I think the ladies can be a bit manipulative and hella petty. Okay. You want to talk about petty princesses? That's the Libra ladies. Now, the men, absolutely not. Okay. Let me tell you something. Okay. There's one Libra. Okay. His head was shaped like an anvil. He was missing a side tooth. Okay.
Why do you think people missing side, or is it the same person missing the side tooth?
That had the head shape like an anvil?
I don't know, but you mentioned someone else that was missing a side tooth.
No, I think it's the same person.
It's the same person? Okay.
Yes. Okay. First of all right. He was trying to get petty with me, okay? But my cold Capricornius nature, you can't do that to me, okay? Especially when I'm the wave. All right. First of all, his dick was not dicking. And then when I wasn't like, like he kept on just trying to bring it up, like, oh, what about the dick? What about the dick? Crickets. It was silent on my end, okay? And then when I wasn't taking the bait, then he tried to make me jealous, talking about like he a nigga nerd, talking about, oh, I met a girl that likes anime and we're just into like the same things. I was like, oh, that's cool. You should take her out on a date.
What is it? Anime is going to be a conversation for
yeah, but that we can have a whole podcast about that, okay? Because you're not special because you're black and like anime, bitch. I watch Sailor Moon, so what? Anyway, but he was petty as hell, okay? Like, you trying to make me jealous, sir? Absolutely not. I have to show you how much I don't care. He's been blocked and deleted on everything.
I want a shirt that says the dick is not.
It's like he has some kind of dick Tourette. Just kept the dick. What do you want me to say?
I'm gonna put a big capital E on this. I curse all the time. Oh man.
Yeah, girl. So ain't nobody got time for no Libra men. They are petty as hell. Okay. All right. So that's it for the shady astrology. All right, y'all. We just needed to burn sage and some Palo Santo over this whole
girl. I'm gonna
podcast because woo chill, y'all. But thank you for tuning in with us. If you like the vibe, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, y'all.